Right, look, guys, watching the Geeks One today. We're talking about The Walking Dead Series 9, Episode 10 to 16. We're splitting the Series 9 into two parts just because it's such a big series. We've talked about Series 1 to 8 already and watching for the first time. They're my first reactions and reviews. It's already out on the channel, so check it out. But yes, without further ado, we're reviewing and watching for the first time Series 9, Episode 10 to 16. Let's go. There's a lot going on, but also feels like it doesn't have a lot going on in this series. I do feel like this is one of the minor ones, especially after Rick's gone. There's something I forgot to mention in the last episode, so I'm going to briefly mention it now. Jesus got killed, and I was like, "Wow!" When the zombies started whispering, and then of course our gang realizing that the zombies are actually people. Putting this dead faces on them to disguise themselves and blend in the Walking Dead, the dead people. Jesus getting stabbed was like, wow, and Jesus dying, that's crazy. Also, I like Rick's daughter. I think she's such a strong badass throughout this whole series. And she's only, I don't even know how old she is, like 9, 10? I don't know, but you can see Rick in her. You can see her real father. I don't really think you can. Shane, I can't really see him in there, but I can see Michelle in her as well. And she just has such a bubbly personality. But right and wrong, she already knows, and she just goes off. She gets struck a few times in this series, and definitely in the episodes that we're talking about, like Daryl's dog. She just goes off. She knows the jungle needs. The jungle tribe needs saving, so she goes off on her own, and Michelle has to bring her back. You know, she is not afraid of anything. She's a bit like ahead of herself. Like, she will go off, but she will fucking struggle. She will absolutely need saving, but she has that mentality to just go off and do the mission in hand. And she has her own morals, and I think that's brilliant. I think she's such a good character, and probably the one of the standout for Series 9, I'm not going to lie, and she's just a kid. But anyway, the dead. So obviously we have at the Alpha's daughter, and Daryl's doing a swap for 2 of our men for her, for the Alpha's daughter. And we do learn quite a lot in when she's in a prison, the Alpha's daughter, because we don't know if to trust her or not. But when we do have that feel sorry for her, Henry has an attachment to her, and throughout the whole series he goes off on a journey which leads Daryl and the others trying to find Henry, and then Henry's not leaving without her, so then they have to bring her as well when they do the rescue mission to try and get her back. And it causes a lot of conflict, a lot of people, and then there's a deal made of, you give us her or a lot of lives will be happening. And it causes a lot of conflict later on. This woman that Henry's fallen for, who's from the people dressing up as zombies, they cause a lot of problems. But I just want to mention quickly, I felt like I missed an episode. The way we basically had Negan come back to the prison. I was like, what? He's back in the prison. When did that happen? When did they find out he was gone? I knew he went, but I didn't see much interaction of him going. So, like, yeah, I was just a bit shocked on that one. I felt like I had to double check my disc to see if I missed an episode, but I didn't. I felt I was a bit off, I'm not gonna lie. But when Negan does come back, and the winter's coming at the final episodes, and he goes off to save Rick's daughter, and he has such a brilliant bond with her, and I think that's so cool. And Negan is proving himself, and he has that moment heart to heart with Michelle at the end there, the woman with the sword, and he's just, yeah. Just saying, I'm very happy Negan is getting in amongst us, getting some interactions, getting some going on. But of course, he is rightfully to be put in the prison after what he's done. I'm excited to see more of him though. That's him put aside. We also have our colonies, Michelle, the woman with the sword, struggling to help the other colonies and eventually learning to do that. And Rick's daughter helps her do that. Also, Michelle having a flashback to when the kids get abducted as such with these people. and she's pregnant, and I was like, I swear I thought I saw her have a kid, and he's briefly in and out of the episodes, and you think, yeah, that's her daughter, that's her kid, that's her son. And then we get this flashback of her actually being pregnant and fighting and being a badass, but then having to kill these kids because these kids are going to kill our kids. So she has to do that. Plus, these kids are stabbing her and she's pregnant. You know, there's a lot going on there. And the right and wrong sort of thing. But yeah, that flashback was quite cool of her having to try and get the kids back. I thought that was cool. And her, like, literally being pregnant and fighting them off was decent. Daryl's just somewhere. I did notice the branding of Daryl and Michelle having that on their back, so that kind of makes sense now. The people that took them branded them, so yeah, interesting stuff that end. Also, what else am I talking about? Yes, the kingdom falling. So the people dressing up as zombies, they capture quite a lot of people. The alpha, the woman, because our colonies don't really know each other because of the distance and the lack of talking. And when they do have this massive event and stuff happening, they all come together, but they don't know everyone yet. So the alpha and the people dressing up as zombies go in and kill some of our main characters, which was just like, oh, there's like 10 sticks with heads on, and they're like zombies moving, and like it's the woman helping this this guy having a kid sort of thing going on. I was like, oh, that's sad. And then we go on to this other person. I was like, I don't have a clue who that is. And I thought, oh, that's that person. But I didn't really give a crap until we got to the last two. The last two was like, oh, I can't believe they've done that. Which I'm sure what a lot of people done. Tyra, I always forget her name. The person who went with the Colonel and escaped the Colonel's going on in the prison and helped Glenn try and find Maggie. And then she goes off and gets captured by the women crew sort of thing, and then comes back. And she's been a badass ever since. And Jesus got taken out. So then she takes over the hilltop, the top thing, the other colony. And well, Maggie's away somewhere. And then she's the head of it. And she's trying to do her best. And I think she does a good job in the last couple of episodes. But then she is one of the people on a stick. And she's dead. I'm like, no. I was literally like, wow. And then we also have someone else. You know, I always forget her name as well. But it's the one who was with Kyle. That woman from Alexandra. Yeah, she goes to help Maggie with the childbirth, and she becomes a doctor and all this and that. And she's finally with one of Negan's men getting a couple, and they actually say they're in a relationship. And in that same episode, she dies and becomes on a head stick. And I was like, I can't believe they killed her either. She was such a big thing with Kyle and everything. And then we go on to Henry. And our Henry out throughout all these episodes has been a very vital thing. And the King and Carol basically kind of making them a family, and Henry being their son, and him calling them mom and dad and stuff like that, and having an interaction with the people dressing up as zombies, with the Alpha's daughter. And he's been in a lot of stuff and talking to Daryl quite a lot. He's done a lot of impact throughout this whole series, and he gets put on a stick and dead, which causes, here's all these people, these are your men. If you cross our line, you cross our boundary, this is a warning. We will create war, and you don't know what we can do. And that was kind of a thing to show what we can do to your people if you carry on. However, the kingdom is falling, so our crew is winter and trying to get through the line. And whether our zombie people will find out whether they cross the line or not will be another thing for another series, I guess. But our kingdom has fallen. Our people have gone to the hilltop. And Carol and Daryl are going off to Alexandria because Carol can't do it with the King anymore after losing Henry. So a lot of stuff has gone down. A lot of stuff has happened. I've enjoyed this series, to be fair, and it's making our colonies come together. I'm giving this series an 8 out of 10. I do think it's really good, but it's not up there with all the other series, in my opinion. But I'm very excited to see where we go with Series 10. So stay tuned for my thoughts and opinions on that. And as always, I'll see you guys for another Walking Dead review very soon. We do Marvel, DC, Doctor Who, Star Wars, you know, really a place to be for a geek like me, so join and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys for another review very soon, but it's an 8 out of 10 for Series 9. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Bye.